जय।
नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की
जय।
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय।
श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्यामा कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
जय।
मथुरापुरी वृंदावन धाम की जय।
जय।
गंगा माई जमुना माई की जय।
जय।
तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय।
जय।
श्याम वेद भक्त वृंद की
जय।
गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assemble devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assemble devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assemble devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol. So, Hare Krishna. Today we are reading Canto 1, Chapter 18, Text 20. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtuki. So I will read the shloka 3 times and then you can recite. Eitavatalam nanusuchitena gunerasamyan tishayanascha hitvetaran prarthayato vibhutir yashangri renum jushate nidhipso Eitavatalam nanasuchitena gunerasamyan tishayanasya hitvetaran prarthayato vibhutir yashangrirenum jushate nidhipso Eitavatalam nanusuchitena Gunerasamyan tishayanascha hitvetran prarthayato vibhuti yashangrirenum jushate nibhipso. Please recite.
Itavatalam nanusochitena Gunai asamyanatisyayanasya iti hitvetaran prarthayato vibhutir yasyangri renum jusate nabhishso. Hare Krishna.
Etavalam nanu suchitena gunair asamyanatishayanasya hitvetaran prarthayato vibhutir yasyangrirenum jushate nabhipsho.
Anyone else? Okay, so we will do word to word. Etavata, so far. Alam, unnecessary. Nanu, if at all. Suchitena, by description. Gunahe, by attributes. Asamya, immeasurable. Shayanashya, of one who is unexcelled. Hitva, leaving aside. itaran, others, prarthayatah, of those who ask for vibhutihi, favor of goddess of fortune, yasya, one whose angri, favor of goddess of fortune, yasya, one whose angry, feet, renum, dust, juste, serve, anabhipsho, of one who is unwilling. It is now certain that he, the personality of Godhead, is unlimited and there is none equal to him. Consequently, no one can speak of him adequately. Great demigods cannot obtain the favor of goddess of fortune, even by prayers. But this very goddess renders service unto the Lord, although he is unwilling to have such service. Purport. The personality of Godhead, or the Parameshwar, Param Brahma, according to the Shrutis, has nothing to do. He has no equal, nor does anyone excel him. He has unlimited potency, and his every action is carried out systematically by his natural and perfect ways. Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full in himself, and he has nothing to accept from anyone else, including the greatest demigod like Brahma. Others ask for the favor of goddess of fortune, and despite such prayers, she declines to award such favors. But still, she renders service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he has nothing to accept from her. The personality of Godhead in his Garbhodakshay Vishnu feature begets Brahma, the first created person in the material world, from his navel lotus stem, and not in the womb of goddess of fortune, who is eternally engaged in his service. These are some of the instances of his complete independence and perfection. That he has nothing to do does not mean that he is impersonal. He is transcendentally so full of inconceivable potency that simply by his willing, everything is done without physical or personal endeavor. He is called, therefore, Yogeshwara, or the Lord of all mystic powers. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratushay Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. So this shlok is very good, but this is connected from the yesterday shlok, which actually showed the glories of the chanting of Mahamantra. So last shlok says, and what to speak of those who are under the direction of the great devotees, chanting the holy name of the unlimited, who has unlimited potency. The personality of Godhead, unlimited in potency and transcendental by attributes, is called Anant, unlimited. So God's one of the name is Ananta, unlimited. So he is unlimited in everything, in all his potency, all the energies, whatever he does, everything is unlimited. And no one is equal or greater than him. So that's what it is said here in this shlok, that it is now ascertained. And that means it's completely confirmed that he, the personality of Godhead, is unlimited and there is none equal to him. Nobody can equal, or nobody can be more greater than him. Consequently, no one can speak of him adequately. And he has so many attributes, qualities, nobody can describe them. So nobody can speak of him actually adequately, 100%. No, all the time it will be lacking. So great demigods. Now, in second part of the shloka, it says, great demigods cannot obtain the favor of goddess of fortune even by prayers. Even the devotees pray the goddess of fortune, they do not get the favor of goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Mata, because Lakshmi Ji all the time wants to engage in the service of Lord Vishnu. She doesn't want to take any prayers or anything from the demigods or any human beings. So actually, they don't get any, like Brahma Ji wants to pray Lakshmi Ji, but Lakshmi Mata will not take, he cannot get any favor from Brahma Ji. Similarly, but Lakshmi Mata, Lakshmi Ji all the time wants to serve the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Why? Because there are thousands and thousands of Lakshmi Ji described in Brahma Samhita, Chintamani Prakata Satmasu Kalpa Vraksha Lakshavrateshu Surabhi Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahastra, thousands and thousands Lakshmi Satasangvara Sevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So there are so many Lakshmi Ji all the time wants to serve a Supreme Lord, but although he is unwilling to have such services, and Vishnu doesn't actually care for such kind of services, because he doesn't need anyone's service. Actually, whenever just like we offer prasadam or something, he is not hungry for our food. Actually, he is hungry for our love. So that thing is more important than, so it doesn't mean that we should not offer or perform any services to the Lord. We should, but actually it's not like, oh, if I don't feed Lord, what will happen to him? It's not like that. He doesn't need anything from us, but we should still show our love to him, because we are the person, who is looking for Krishna. It's not Krishna is looking for us. Krishna is also looking for us, because he needs the reciprocation. He does the reciprocation of our love. If we love him, he will reciprocate that way, So to get the reciprocation of the Lord, we should do all the services to the Lord, irrespective whether Krishna wants or not wants, but we should still do, like Lakshmi is, all the time, like serving the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, So that's the way we should actually serve the Lord, perform our devotional service, irrespective whether Lord likes it or not like it. So in the first purport, Prabhupada is putting personality of Godhead, Parameshwar Param Brahma. So he is known as Parameshwar. So though is absolutely greatest of all the Brahmans. So that's why he is Param Brahman. According to the Shruti, there is nothing to do. Nothing to do means, he's not jobless or something, oh, I have nothing to do now, I am complete. It's not like that. He has nothing to do means he gets all the work done by all his energies. So that's why it says here, like nothing to do. And nothing to do doesn't mean that he is impersonal or he has no body, so he cannot do anything. It's not like that. He has no equal. Nobody can actually be equal to him, nor does anyone excel him. Nobody can actually be more greater than him. He has unlimited potency, and his every action is carried out systematically by natural and perfect way. So we can see even in this material world, how the seasons changes, how the leaves and flowers are coming now. You can see how the nature is green, how the grass is all green, looks so beautiful, everything. And the rain comes on time, the cold comes on time, the sun comes on time, so the day comes on time. So everything comes systematically by, and Krishna does it naturally by through his energies. He doesn't do it personally, like he has everything. He actually does. He produced like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, for creation, maintenance, and destruction of this material world. So everything is done systematically. So thus the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full in himself. So full in himself means he's like Om, like there is Shlok Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishate. So Krishna has so many incarnations, so many universes come from him, and that's why but he's still full, like he can give 10, if he has suppose $10 million and he gives all $10 million, still he will have $10 million. Nothing gets a less in him, he is always complete. Thus, the Supreme Personality of God is full in himself, and he has nothing to accept from anyone else. So he doesn't look for to accept anything. He just accepts the laws of the devotee, not anything else, including the greatest demigod like Brahma. Even the Brahma cannot offer him anything. Like we go to Ganges and offer Ganges water to Ganges, so to Ganga Maya. So when we do that, what we are giving? Nothing. We are giving his own water. So similarly, whenever or whatever we offer to Krishna, it's all given by Krishna. So it's not like Krishna needs anything from us, it's already given by the Krishna. Krishna has those things already, but it's just our love actually for him. Others ask for the favor of goddess of fortune, like Brahmaji and many people, do the Lakshmi Pujan and all those things. So they want the favor of Lakshmi. But actually, Lakshmi doesn't give any favor, and because she's looking favor from Lord Vishnu. So Lakshmi ji doesn't accept anybody's worship or anything. She is busy serving the Lord, Supreme Lord. Despite such prayer, she declines award such favors to anyone. But still, she renders service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he has nothing to accept from her. And even the Supreme Personality of Godhead doesn't want to take any service from Lakshmi ji, because he is complete in himself. The Personality of Godhead in his Garbhodakshay Vishnu feature begets a Brahma. So he gets a Brahma, the first created being, because from Brahma ji, all the other Jiva souls, came. So Brahma ji is known as secondary creator. Vishnu is the first creator. Garbhodakshay Vishnu is first creator, secondary creator is Lord Brahma. So he creates all the Jiva souls, all the trees, plants, all the birds, everything comes from Brahma ji actually. He is the creator of this universe. But Brahma ji, he produced from the stem, from the Kamal Nal. And on the top of that, there was a lotus flower, and on the lotus flower, Brahma ji came. So it's not like Lord Vishnu produced it in the womb of Lakshmi Devi, It didn't came from Lakshmi ji. His navel lotus, he came from his navel lotus stem, and not from the womb of goddess of fortune, who is eternally engaged in his service. Brahma ji is all the time engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord. These are some of the instances of his complete independence and perfection. So Lord is perfect, he doesn't depend on anybody for anything. That he has nothing to do does not mean that he's impersonal. Yeah, because many people think that if he doesn't have the body, he doesn't need anything or something like that, So that's not the meaning of that he has nothing to do. He's transcendentally so full of inconceivable potencies that simply by his willing, everything is done. So Lord only has to simply wish. And he has so many energies, so many potencies, there are 16 main potencies of the Supreme Lord, and through which, all the things are done. Many times, even Lord, those energies even make Krishna forget that he is the Supreme Lord. Then only he can enjoy the rasa of Mother Yashoda's love and Nanda Baba's love. So many times, he forgets his Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why he can play with his Gopa friends. Some Gopa can climb on his back. How somebody can climb on the back of Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord? Nobody can dare to do that, but everybody forgets, by Yoga Maya. So Krishna can enjoy that way, that kind of rasas. Otherwise, Krishna will be unable to enjoy those rasas, relish those rasas. So Yoga Maya does that kind of thing, that even she makes Krishna forget that he is the Supreme Personality of God. So what to say? Like Mother Yashoda, we can see, many times she saw whole universe in the mouth of Lord Krishna. But she suddenly, she forgot totally after seeing that, oh, no, this is just a Brahm, Krishna cannot have these things, he's my little Lala. And she started breastfeeding him. So that is the way, she totally forgets that what she saw. So this is the way Krishna actually deals with all the devotees to increase all the rasas. And Krishna does all the things. He runs the whole this universe, or whole this planet, Earth, and all the universes, without any physical or personal endeavor. He need not to do anything. Automatically they are done just by his willing. So therefore he is called Yogeshwara, or the Lord of all mystic powers. So Krishna has so many mystic powers, and he can run whole world, affairs of the world, whatever they are, just by his will. He need not to personally do anything. So in this shloka, actually, we can see it is all glorification of the Supreme Lord. Suta Goswami is describing in last 4 or 5 shlokas, actually, all the glorification of the Supreme Lord. And as we read, that we discussed the power of chanting in yesterday's shloka. And Mataji actually explained it very nicely, that Lord has unlimited potencies, and there are so many transcendental attributes in Krishna, qualifications, qualities, which nobody can count. Because as we discussed before, that the Ananta Shesha is describing deities from thousands and thousands of hoods for millions and millions of years, time immemorial, but still he didn't yet not finished the glorifying the Supreme Lord. He is still glorifying. So we can imagine how many glories Lord has. So we all the time chant, all the devotees chant, and chanting is so powerful that even our prarabdha actually can be burned away from by chanting. Actually, chanting is so much power, because sometimes when we are born, prarabdha is written at that time. That means this is going to happen in this lifetime. But those difficulty also can be burned, if we are sincerely serve Lord and chant seriously without any offense. Then those prarabdha also can be burned. It's not like they are going to happen, because Krishna actually reduced it so minimally, our prarabdha, that we will not even feel that. So that's Krishna's actually unlimited potency, that he can do that. And in today's verse, we can see the second part, that Lakshmi ji, goddess of fortune, actually all the time she is hankering for the service of the Lord. That Lord, give me some service, Lord, give me some service. See, all the time thousands of Lakshmis are around Lord Vishnu and wants to serve him. And that's why actually when in Chaitanya Charitamrita we read that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying at Venkat Bhatt's house in southern India, at one time, he stayed 4 months with him during the Chaturmas, when there is a rainy season. And at that time, he was asking, in a joking mood, that Venkat Bhatt, tell me why, because Venkat Bhatt was the devotee of Lakshmi Narayan, not of Lord Krishna. So he was saying that, why your Lakshmi Devi, she is behind Krishna, she want to join the Ras Leela, and she could not get entrance there. So what is the reason, And then he explained, that all the gopis are thousands times better than the Lakshmis. And that's why she had so hard time. So it is described in Ishopanishad that Krishna is complete and he is unlimited. No one actually can speak about Krishna adequately. Still, there will be so much to describe, Nobody can say, though, I read those 18 volumes, all the glories of Krishna are there. No, it's not. Because nobody can describe Krishna in full. And he has so many inconceivable potencies, and those potencies actually, there are three principal potencies. Out of that, one is Chitta Shakti, which is internal potency, Maya Shakti, which is the external potency, and Tathas Shakti, which is the marginal potency. So these three are the main potencies of the Lord, and Krishna does most of the things through these three potencies. And also he is complete of 6 opulences, which are, as we know, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. So these are the, and he has these all potencies, excuse me, in full. These are opulences in full. So it's not like it's less or more. So that's why Ishopanishad all the time describes, about the how perfect Lord Krishna is, and he is source of many complete units. Like Krishna is described as a whole. So the meaning of Om Purnamada Purnamidam is the Supreme Lord Krishna is perfect and complete, and this word is also complete. And because it has emanated from the complete whole, this word is emanated from the complete whole. That's why, although many complete units emanate from him, he still remains in complete balance. So it doesn't reduce or go more or anything, So all the time, Krishna has all the potencies, energies, they remain in the balance. So another meaning of this shloka, we can say that the Supreme Lord Krishna and the absolute truth is perfect and complete. And Krishna is endowed with all the energies. Krishna is actually avatari. Avatari means all the incarnations comes from him. He is not avatar. He is avatari. He is the source of all these avatars, all the incarnations. And all the avatars, incarnations actually emanates from him. And to extend his pastimes, so Krishna actually want to increase his pastimes, so devotees can remember. They are also, so those pastimes and those, the Leelas of Krishna, it's perfect and it is complete. So actually, we can see that from Krishna, who is perfect and complete, everything comes from him. All the universes comes from him, and all the incarnations. He is the source of all the universes. He is the source of all incarnations, and he is the source of all jiva. All the jiva souls comes from him. So jiva. So these are the three different complete units comes from the complete whole, from the Supreme Lord. So how we can realize the complete source, because and why we should actually remember him and all the time, like relish his all the leelas, because he's known as Satachit Ananda. So Satchit Ananda means Sat means he's eternal, Chit means he is all knowing, all knowledgeable, and he's Ananda means he is blissful, and Vigraha means he is a personal feature. He is a person. He's a beautiful personal form, and he is neither impersonal or he is not formless. He has form, and he is a person. So that's why we, in the Golok Vrindavan or any universe, we can relish him with, and we can see his form all the time. Those who are pure devotees of the Lord, they see Krishna all the time, 24 hours. They see him in a personal form. And Supreme Lord, people can actually realize by Brahman feature, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So these are the three features of Lord. So Supreme Lord can be realized in different kind of people, in the different stages of their bhakti realize differently. So realization of his body, Krishna's body is effulgence. Krishna has so much effulgence from his body. So those effulgences actually we can see in the Brahman realization, in Paramatma realization is the heart, super soul. So when we realize the super soul in everyone's heart, that is the Paramatma feature. So in the Brahman feature, actually, we are having seeing Supreme Lord's Sat feature, and the Paramatma feature, we are seeing Sat and Chit feature. And in Bhagwan, for realization, we can see Sat, Chit, and Anand, all three. So actually, last weekend, we had the Sita Jayanti, or Sita Mata's Prince Day, who is the concert of Lord Ram. And there is no difference between Mother Sita and Lakshmi Ji. And today's whole shloka is about Lakshmi Ji, because that's the main, because the first few lines, actually it is connected to last shloka, which is finished here. But it says, great demigods cannot obtain the favor of goddess of fortune, even by prayers. But this very goddess renders service unto the Lord. So actually, I want to glorify Mother Sita, because we just had her appearance day last weekend. And actually, it's very nice to glorify Mother Sita, because she's the Supreme Mother, because there is no difference between Radha Krishna, Sita Ram, Lakshmi Narayan, this is all same, So we can see in Samudra Manthan Leela, Lakshmi Ji came, and many people wanted to marry her, but she directly came and she had Varmala and gave it to Lord Vishnu. So we can see how dedicated she is. So Mother Sita, actually, we can see she is the epitome of pure love and devotion. She was so much dedicated to Lord Ramchandra, all the time wanted to serve, because when Lord Ramchandra was banished to forest for 14 years, Lord Ram told, because she was not ordered to go to forest, actually. She could have stayed in the palace with all the luxuries, but she wanted to go, and she was willing to accept all the troubles of the forest, no bed to sleep all the time, no good food, all the time, very sattvic things, in the forest, what you can do, you cannot get all the luxuries of the life. And she was a princess, and she was wife of Lord Ramchandra, who is the king of Ayodhya. So we can imagine, how difficult it was for her, but she accepted that very happily. And she was actually ideal wife, ideal daughter, and ideal mother. So, and she showed actually practically what is the life, and what is the power of a pure devotee. That's what she showed. Even the Ravan, actually, he was destroyed by her purity, because otherwise Ravan could not have been killed, but Ravan got killed because she was so pure. Actually, people say that Ravan kidnapped Sita. He never kidnapped, because she was, Lakshmi Ji is so powerful, Ravan cannot touch her, So it was, he got the Chaya Sita, actually, not the real Sita. Actually, we read the Ramayana, and we can see that she came out of the Mother Earth, and she was daughter of Janak Maharaj. So that's why when during a sacrifice, Janak Maharaj was plowing the field, and she came from that plow out of the earth. That's why she has so many names. One name is Bhumi. Bhumi is, she came from the Bhumi Devi. Other name is Janaki, or Janak Nandini, because she was daughter of King Janak. Other name is Mranamayi, that means she's made of the earth. And also known as Parthavi. Parthavi means a daughter of Prithvi, Mother Prithvi. And also she has name of Vaidehi. So Videha means Maharaj Janak's daughter. That's Videha. So what is meaning of Deha? Deha means who is in one who is in bodily concept. but Videha is beyond the bodily concept. So that's why she's saying, her name is Vaidehi. She is beyond the bodily concept. Sitaji is completely non-different from Lord Ram, like Radharani is not different from Krishna. So one is Shakti, one is Shaktiman. So they both are same, because Shakti cannot stay without Shaktiman. So like we cannot separate sun and sun rays. So that's why Sitaji is equal to Lord Ram. Actually, she has similar power and everything. She was completely non-different. And Sita is the Supreme Mother. She is actually much more merciful than even Lord Ramchandra. Lord Ramchandra is, of course, very merciful, but she is much more merciful than Lord Ramchandra. Because Sita is a motherly figure, so mothers naturally have much more love for all their children. We all are children of Radharani or Sita Devi. And she bestows more mercy on all of us, actually, all his children in this material world. And we can see the example, like, and the ladies are also more emotional, she cares about every small things, like we can see that Vibhishan actually was giving advice to Ravana that Sita Devi is actually, she's the mother, and just give back to Lord Ram. Don't keep her here. But Ravana was actually demoniac, very demoniac. So he kicked him out. Like, get out of here. You don't belong here, because you are advising me wrong thing, So he kicked him out. So actually Vibhishan came and took shelter of Lord Ramchandra. He came to seashore and then came. So when Vibhishan came, many monkeys actually objected. They know he's the brother of Ravan, and he may be doing he may be as a detective here, things like that, But Lord Ramchandra says that anybody comes to me and surrenders me, and even once he said that, Lord, I'm yours, then I accept him and I give him abhaya. And so there is no fear for him at all his life. So that is the mercy of Lord Ramchandra. So it came through actually Sita Mata, because Vibhishan actually described to Raman about Mother Sita, he glorified Raman, and that's why he got the mercy of Lord Ramchandra. That was the reason actually, because he got the Sita's favor, because he was glorifying. So we know that after the war in Lanka, the Ravan was defeated and all the demons were killed. At that time, Lord Ramchandra sent a message that everything is done and Sita should come. So he sent Hanumanji to bring the Sita from the Ashok Vatika. And at that place, actually, we can see that Sita, when Hanumanji went there, Mother Sita was surrounded by thousands of the Rakshasis. And they were telling all her problems and everything to Sita. And when Hanuman saw, Hanuman actually wanted to kill all the Rakshasis. And she asked permission from Sita Devi Mata that I want to kill all these Rakshasis. And she said, no. Because Sita Devi told him that you cannot kill evil by evil. Sometimes, we say he did to this, tit for tat, but that policy is wrong, actually. Great men never returns evil for evil. So we should not do that way. We should learn a lesson from Sita Devi, that how she was treating. She said, she's Rakshasi doesn't mean that I should become Rakshasi and kill them, Then what is the difference? So actually, even all the Rakshasis were dead, they were troubling her, but still you can see the heart of Sita Devi, that Sita Mata, that she was so merciful to them. So Sita Mata all the time gives mercy to everyone, Also, she has very kind heart, actually. We can see that she is the ocean of kindness and ocean of love. She actually doesn't actually wait for somebody to surrender to her, to give the mercy. Because like Lord Ramchandra, he gave mercy, of course, to Vibhishan and make him the king of Lanka. But actually he surrendered. But even you don't surrender to Sita Mata, still she will give her mercy. So that is the greatness. So we can see that in the Ramayana, we can see some story, because today doesn't look like today is a Bhagavatam class, it would look like it is Ramayana class. So there was son of Indra, his name was Jayanta. And one time Lord Ram and Sita Devi were sitting in the forest, seeing the nature and everything. And at that time, the giant took the form of a crow and he attacked to Sita Mata. And Lord Ramchandra said, who is this? He is the Supreme Lord. He knew that this is son of Indra. His name is Jayanta. So Lord Ram actually picked up a straw, because they were sitting in the grass, and threw behind Jayanta. So then that straw became a powerful astra, and it went behind Jayanta, and Jayanta was running in all universes. He went to Brahmaji, Shiva, everybody, and nobody could save him. And then ultimately he came to Lord Ram and begged pardon. Ram said, you beg pardon from Sita Mata. Then he actually fell in the feet of Mother Sita, and Sita Mata excused him without anything. He said, don't do anything, don't kill him, just let him go. So we can see how even attacking Sita, still she had so good heart that she didn't wanted to punish him anyway. But Lord Ramchandra said, no, I will not let him go without any punishment. So he took the straw and just poked one eye, so that's why all the crows are blinded in one eye. So we can see that. Other things we can know that Sugriva, Lakshmana, Vibhishan all got mercy of Mother Sita. Even before they met Lord Ram and Sita. Like Sugriva, actually we can see that when Ravana was taking Mother Sita on an aeroplane, which was actually stolen from Kuber, so that Pushpak Bhagwan, so he was taking, and Sita Mata Sita was fighting, that don't take me, but that was of course Chaya Sita. So his Chaya Sita, then from her hands, her ornaments fell, and Sugriva got those ornaments in Kishkinda. So he got the mercy of Sita Mata from there. That's why later on, Ram, Lakshman could meet Sugriva. So that was the mercy. And similarly, Lakshmanji actually got mercy of Sita Devi. So before going to forest, because Ram was banished to forest, not Lakshmana, not Sita, but Lakshmanji also wanted to go and serve Lord Ramchandra. So Lakshmanji actually was thinking how I can ask Lord Ram to go with him. So that's why he approached Sita, because he knew Mother Sita is very merciful, and she took her permission, and Sita said, yes, you get ready. So that's why he got the permission to go with Lord Ramchandra, and he served Lord Ram in the forest for 14 years without sleeping even 1 second. He was all the time trying to be God for Lord Ram and Mother Sita. And the Vibhishan got mercy because he glorified Sita, that he said, she Janak Nandini, she is Mother Sita, let her go. And she is Lakshmi Ji herself, don't be fool. He told all these things to Ravan, but Ravan was so stupid, he could not. He was so proud that he didn't listen, and ultimately he got killed. So we can see Surpanakha and Ravan, they were demonic and they were cruel in heart, and that's why they were destroyed completely. When Ravan actually came to hermitage of the kutia of Ram and Sita, and Mother Sita sent Ram, behind those deer, golden deer. At that time, Sita was alone, and the Lakshmanji also she sent to see why Ram is saying, Lakshman, you go and see. So when Sita was alone there, then Ravan came, to kidnap her. But it was Chaya Sita actually, because real Sita, Lord Ram gave it to Agnidev. And Chaya Sita was there. But Sitaji told Ravan, that you cannot kidnap me. I am Sakshat Lakshmi. And Lord Ram had 4 arms, and he has 4 Shankha Chakra Gada Padma in all 4 different arms. But I have those all 4 Shankha Chakra Gada Padma in tip of my finger. I can crush you right just by tip of my finger, And maybe I have so much power that even just my glance only, I can burn you completely. I need not even go close to you, I can burn you just by my glance. But I don't want to do that, because I want to glorify my husband, Lord Ramchandra, that his glory will spread all over the 14 bhuvan, and all 3 words, upper, middle, lower planetary system. So that's why she wanted to glorify Lord Ram, and that's otherwise she could have killed Ravan at the time, at the same time, because she has so much power, equally to as Ramchandra. So why she could not kill Ravan, why Ravan could kidnap her? Because it was Lord Ram wanted to play the Leela, and also Mother Sita actually wanted to glorify Ram. Another thing was she wanted Ram to kill the Ravan. So because Ravan had 13,000 princes, he kidnapped and put in his palace, So that's why Mother Sita wanted to get all those princes out from the clutches of Ravana. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read a story that one Brahmana actually invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his house for lunch, prasadam. And what happened? That when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his house, then he can see that he didn't cook anything for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his house at a particular time, and he saw Brahman was crying, and in front of him, the Ramayana was open, and he was crying, and all the tears was coming from his eyes. So he asked, Brahman, you invited me for lunch, but you didn't cook anything. Doesn't matter actually. But why are you crying so loudly? And why you are shedding so much tears? So what is the reason? So Brahman said that, see what I'm reading in Ramayana, that Ravan kidnapped the Sita, and I could not do anything for that. So actually that Brahman actually went in the Leela himself, and he thought that he kidnapped just now, not millions of years ago. He thought that he's just kidnapping now. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, that no, it was not the real Sita, it was Chaya Sita which he kidnapped. So don't worry. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually, when he went to Adikesha temple in Kerala, then he brought literature and he showed him. He returned back to that Brahman and showed him that, see, this was Chaya Sita, because it was written there in the papers, what he received from Brahma Samhita and other papers from the Adikesha temple. And we can see how even Mother Yashoda was telling stories of Ram and Sita to Lord Krishna when he was a baby boy. And so one time, Mother Yashoda was telling the story of Krishna, that Ravan came and he kidnapped the Sita, and this story. Then Krishna was lying down in the bed. He was only 3-year-old boy. So he was lying. And then when Mother Yashoda described Ravan and said that he was troubling Sita and he wanted to kidnap Sita, and Sita was fighting with him like that. So at that time, he suddenly got up from his bed and he loudly said, Lakshman, bring my bow and arrow. I want to kill Ravan right now. But Mother Yashoda could not understand anything while Lord Ram was standing and seeing Lakshman, because he was Ram himself in the Treta Yuga. So Purnamasi was also telling many stories to gopis, young gopis, about Lord Ram and Sita. So this is all like very nectarian pastimes of Mother Sita, and we should actually relish these pastimes and enjoy it. So this shloka, today's shloka was very good. It describes about Mother Lakshmi, who actually from wholeheartedly want to serve Supreme Lord Vishnu, but Vishnu actually doesn't look for her services at all. And all the demigods also wanted to render service to Mother Lakshmi and wanted her favor, but she doesn't want their service. But she wants to serve Lord Vishnu instead. And Vishnu is unwilling to take such services from Lakshmi. So this is really wonderful, how Lord is full, complete in himself, he doesn't need anything. Yes, so we have to serve the Lord wholeheartedly, and Lord accept our services. But if we do it with love, not mechanical, because mechanical services Lord doesn't need. But with love, if we do it, Lord will accept it. If we offer food, prepare with love and devotion, like Krishna said, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Here also he says with love and devotion. So we have to do anything for our bhakti, any part of bhakti, but do with love and devotion, and that will be effective, not otherwise. So we should do everything wholeheartedly, and then everything will be great. Thank you very much. I will end here, and if we can discuss any question or comment. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. I know it was a Bhagavatam class, but as you were saying, there was a lot of nectar from Ramayana. I do have a question, but before that, if anybody else has any questions, please go ahead and unmute yourself. So you were saying in the purport, Prabhupada says, Krishna has everything. He has no need. And Lakshmi Devi does not give people what they are asking for. So what is the process? How should we be offering prayers? What should be the process in how we approach Lakshmi Devi?
So we can approach Lakshmi Devi and pray for her, because through her mercy only, Lord, because everything is given by Lord, not by Lakshmi Devi. So Lord will give, because people worship Lakshmi Devi, all the people looking for money, all these big businessmen, they worship Lakshmi Pujan, they do that. But Lakshmi Ji doesn't give anything actually. It is favor of Lord Vishnu who gives everything. So, but Lakshmi Ji recommends that person, like Radharani. Our all bhakti goes through Radharani to Krishna, and Krishna bestows mercy on us. So mercy of Radharani or mercy of Lakshmi is recommending us to the Supreme Lord, and it comes through that channel. So we have to understand that just for Lakshmi worship or Radha worship will not help. It has to be through her to Krishna. Like we give to Guru, Guru gives to Radharani, and Radharani recommends to Krishna, and everything comes through that channel. So it should be that way. Not in any way in the bhakti, actually, we should not ask anything anyway, except lots of love, lots of mercy. That's what we are looking for. We are not looking for anything physically, and we should not ask any material thing anyway. So, and Krishna, once he sees that this devotee is sincere, Radharani or Sita Devi or Lakshmi Devi, anybody sees that this devotee is sincerely worshipping Lord and doing this nice service, they will definitely recommend, because Supreme Lord is sitting in our heart in a Paramatma form. So everything is all known to him, it's not like not known to him. But it goes through the proper channel, through the Radharani or Mother Sita.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
No problem.
It was a wonderful class, Prabhu. You remind me like yesterday we were hearing in our one of the class like about some King Kulasekar. Like, yeah, he was hearing the story about Ram and he was in the Lila and he went with the soldiers to save Sita Mataji and he was drowning in the ocean. Then Lord Ramchandra appeared in front of him and he just, saved Samrat Kulasekar. It was so nice to hear from you also. Thank you so much.
Many devotees, which are pure devotees, they can go in the Leela themselves, They can immerse in the Leela.
Yeah.
So that's a great, actually, Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I have another question, Prabhu. So you say that Sita Mataji was so merciful. She forgave the Rakshasis. Tit for tat is not good. But on another side, we see that, Arjuna was told that those people are bad. You need to do your duty and kill. So how do you reconcile? How do we know? And sometimes when you are compassionate, you are told you are not being strong. You are not being firm. So how do you figure that out?
No, see, the Arjuna told because Arjuna was following Krishna and Krishna wanted to kill those demons. And like when we see in comparison to these Rakshasis, they didn't want it to bother Sita. Actually, it's not in their heart. They were bothering because of order of Ravan. So they were innocent. Actually, that's why Mother Sita didn't want it to kill them. Although Hanuman wanted, to, because he thought, that they are all Rakshas, they should be killed, but that was not the way. They had love. Many Rakshasis had love for Sita also. And they told, what she should do, and they were all helping Sita, So Sita actually felt alone, and Sita was very merciful. But here in the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna actually wanted to kill all the Kauravas because they were all demonic in nature, and that's why Krishna came. That was the purpose of his incarnation, coming here. But this incarnation, he came personally. So Bhagwan Krishna came personally in the last Dwapar Yuga. So, but he came mostly to Pavitranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Duskritam. So he wanted to kill all the demons, He wanted to empty this whole earth. All the demons should be killed, and also to take as many souls to Golok Vrindavan. So that's why he came to claim those souls back to Godhead. And that's why he came here and he solved that was his will, his mission. So Lord all the time comes with some mission, and Lord's mission should be completed that way.
When we read Mahabharata or Ramayana, or when we this is not easily, but it can be understood. I'm trying to figure out how to apply it. If I'm in a situation, how do I decide when to be compassionate, when to be not compassionate?
Yeah, but actually the law of matter, actually, if you see that we should not return evil for evil, we should not do that. Actually, that's not good, Then what is the difference between him and us, If he's evil, so evil person, and like he is abusing us, we also say him bad words. Then where is our dignity? Where is our goodness? We should not return that way. If somebody is bad, we should teach him the proper thing. We should behave good with him. That's the devotee's qualification and a quality. One of the quality that he should be humble. There are so many qualities in a devotee, and so we should actually show that how a person should live. So we should behave our way. Like there is a story you must have heard that there was a saint. He was sitting near a lake, and there was a bichu. What is the bichu?
Scorpion.
Or scorpion. So scorpion, he tried, he had the Jiv Daya, so he went and tried to save the scorpion. But then once he lifted from water, the sadhu, then the scorpion will bite him. So then it will fall again in the water, and again he will save him. Again he will bite. So one person was watching, and then he asked that sadhu, why you are saving him, and he's biting you so all over your arm, So he said that he's a scorpion, his swabhav is to bite me. But I'm a saint, my swabhav is to save him. So I'm doing my duty. I'm not doing anything extra, So that is the swabhav of a sadhu, and he was behaving accordingly. So we should behave according to our nature, what Krishna gave us, and he should let him behave. So he may change, because as a scorpion, he will not change, but human being, of course, if he behave properly, the other person, who is misbehaving, he may learn a lesson that why he's still good, and he may change his nature. So we should behave like a devotee, not other way, that he's demoniac, so I become demoniac and I behave like him. We should not do that. To change his heart. So sometimes it's hard to do that, but we should try to do whenever we can. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. We don't see any other hands up. It's almost
we can end here. It's 9 o'clock anyway.
Yeah.
Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.